Hello there, Capricorn. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of April the 25th through May Day. I love saying May Day. I know that some people see it as like trouble, like May Day, May Day, but I see it as like the celebration that happens over in Europe with the maypole. So, anyway, it's just fun to think about. So what we're doing is your tarot forecast for this week. We are going to pull one card for each day and see what the highlights are for each day, see what kind of themes show up for a week, if there is any themes that show up for the week. And what else do you need to know while I'm still shuffling here, Capricorns? You need to know that this is a general reading, so not everything I see here is going to apply to every single Capricorn that watches this video. However, most of it will apply to most of you. Okay? So, if you want a private reading where I'm looking at only your energy, all my contact information is on the website right there. You feel free to reach out to me and we'll get you on the schedule. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Okay, so Capricorn, we're going to go through your weekend cards, but then we're going to dive deeper into what they mean. Then we'll go through the weekday cards and same thing, dive deeper into what they mean after we go through them. So starting with your weekend Capricorns, we're starting with the Queen of Swords. Oh, look at you, look at you. And Sunday, Queen of Coins in reverse. Okay, so here's what's happening. You got two queens showing up. Now, even if you're guys, this is still going to be a description of part of your personality. So don't be like, well, this reading isn't for me. Don't be silly, okay? Everybody has some of the court cards as part of their personality. So, what we have coming up for Saturday, that Queen of Swords just says you're taking care of business. You're doing some things that need to be done. You may be working Saturday and trying to get some things done that way, especially if you have your own business or a side gig, something like that. The other thing that you could be doing, you could be running errands and just taking care of business, making sure everything's done in the house while you have some time off. If you have time off Saturday, that could be happening as well. Either way, taking care of business is what I'm hearing when I look at that Queen of Swords for you guys. Now, when we look at Sunday, we've got our Queen of Coins coming up in reverse. Now, isn't that interesting? Queen of Coins in reverse means that you've been very generous with somebody, giving them either your time, your energy, your effort, maybe even your money. Maybe you've been sharing your home with them. Maybe you shared your lawnmower with them. I don't know. But you've been sharing something with them. And what you're realizing is that you started off sharing whatever this was with them in the hopes that that was going to put them in a better situation. And what you're seeing is they're just becoming more dependent on you. They're not getting into a better situation. They're just getting more reliant on you. Okay? And so as you're realizing this on Sunday, that's when you're deciding, you know what? No more generosity. Because all this is, my friend, is a codependent relationship that you guys want no part of. That's what you're realizing on Sunday. And so, whatever generosity you've been giving to this person and it's not moving them forward, it's just making them more dependent on you, you're done with that. You're cutting them off. Dun, 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 dun. Out of there. Okay? Now, let's look at the week. Here we have for Monday, the Five of Clubs. And we are going to look at these real quick and come back and dive deeper. Oh, what is happening right now? Oh my goodness. Sagittarius was before you. They got 2 10s for Monday and Tuesday. You've got 2 5s for Monday and Tuesday. How does that happen? Okay, well, your Tuesday is the Five of Swords in reverse. Now that I'm done flipping out about that, that's just trippy though, y'all. I'm sorry. The Wednesday, you have the Justice card showing up. Thursday, Judgment. So we've got Justice and Judgment. JU and JU. 2 5s, 2 JUs. Spirit is playing some games today. And then Friday we have the Page of Coins. Okay, let's jump into what these actually mean. Let's jump into Okay, hold on. Let's handle Monday and Tuesday. So we have our two fives. The five of clubs is right side up for Monday. We have the five of swords upside down for Tuesday. Five of clubs is interesting because it talks about all this creative energy floating around, but it's all going different directions. Everybody's maybe trying to solve one problem with all these creative ideas, but none of these creative ideas are going in the right direction. So there's kind of this tug of war. Nobody's moving anywhere because these creative ideas are just all going too many different directions. You can see that in this card. Nobody's pointed in the same direction as anybody else. All right. So this could be doing some brainstorming. That's my highest energy of that card that I've seen. But this could also be people just trying to accomplish the same thing, but going in a bunch of different directions, making chaos, basically, and no progress. Now, that's Monday. That's Monday. What was that old saying? I'm kind of like I've got an old saying flashing back to me, but I'm having a hard time with the second part of it. It's something like it's hard to be an eagle. Yes, it's hard to be an eagle when you work with a bunch of turkeys. This is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. Like you're kind of feeling like, we could actually accomplish something if we would all work together, but y'all are being turkeys. Turkeys is a nice way of saying what I'm thinking. And then Tuesday, this Five of Swords in reverse. Now, this is really interesting. And I think because we've got the two fives right next to each other, they are working together. We're still talking about this same situation on Tuesday. Same situation on Tuesday says that you're looking at this situation where everybody's going all different directions to try to do the same thing. And you're just coming to a point of acceptance that this idea of getting everybody involved is not working. You may be coming to the point of acceptance of, you know what, I'm just going to have to work on this during some overtime time when not everybody is around here trying to go 15 different directions. But you're coming to some kind of point of acceptance around this situation, which allows you to make a decision that moves you forward in a much more sane and reasonable way than what is going on with this card right here for Monday. Okay? So Tuesday, you're coming up with a solution for all that cray-cray. Now, here's our next set that brings up another theme that you guys have, the two JUs. So Wednesday, justice, and Thursday, judgment. Okay? So when we've got justice coming up, this just says that somebody is making a decision, it influences you, and they're making this decision in a fair way. And this is somebody who is in a position of authority. Can it be a judge? Absolutely, with the justice card. It could be. It could also be a patriarch of the family or a matriarch of the family. Could also be the president of the union or the board on the union. Could be a boss or a supervisor. Could be a company owner. I've even seen this come up as a significant other. So it's somebody who has some authority. They're making a decision that actually impacts you, and they're making this decision in a very fair way. So if you've been acting on the up and up, you got nothing to worry about. If you haven't been, well, the decision is going to be made in a fair way. You're going to have your karma for that. Now, judgment comes up Thursday. So whatever this is that somebody is making a decision on, they are giving you a second chance with this judgment card coming in, because I do feel like this is a theme here with the two JUs starting out these cards, which I never even noticed before. So judgment is this opportunity to go back into something where you put your energy and efforts in the past and begin to put your energies and efforts back into that again. I think your decision here allows you to come back to something. So this, like, if you've been suspended from work for 3 days, the decision could be, let this person come back to work, don't fire them. That's just one example of how I would see this energy playing out. Somebody's making a decision. That decision allows you to come back to something that you used to put your energy and effort into. Okay? Maybe you put in an application at a company you used to work at 5, 10, 15 years ago. And now somebody is making the decision, yeah, let's bring them back. There's a lot of ways that could play out. Those are just examples. So be sure if those two examples don't apply to you personally, that you remember that's just how the energy feels. It can play out a different way. Okay. Now, boop, Friday. Page of coins. This just says you're getting some kind of good news about money or about material goods on Friday. We like that. We like that. Now, the page of coins, it's interesting that it's Friday because I kind of think of Friday as payday, even though I know most people get direct deposit. They really get paid Thursday. At least they've got the money in their hands Thursday or in their bank accounts. I still think of Friday as payday. When I was in the workforce, Friday was mostly payday. So, page of coins coming up here. Good news about money or about material goods. My 7 of coins is my payday card. That's when the money actually hits the bank. The 2 of coins is when we get good news about the money. So it could be that on Friday you're finding out, oh, our company is starting a new bonus system that you might qualify for. You should check it out. Or, oh, you thought you owed this power bill, but it turns out it's actually a duplicate and you've already paid it. That's good news about money or material goods. Maybe somebody that you really love has passed away and there's something that you would like out of their house as a memento of them that's special to you, that was something that you shared with them when they were alive and you have memories around that. And maybe you get news that somebody has set that aside for you, or somebody is saying, here, come and get this. But it's some kind of news around money or material goods. Okay. So that's what we have for the week, Capricorn. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I know that some of you I'm going to be doing some readings for here this week, but the rest of you I will see back on the next video. Peace.